Research has to inform practice. So many passionate practitioners of homeopathy sit isolated in their consultation rooms. They see clients and nothing happens with that data. It's a disgrace. It's a shame. It's a waste. People think that homeopathy research has to involve people with PhDs and white coats and laboratories and stuff. It's not true. Actually, one of the things that can create significant change for our profession moving forward is a mobilisation of homeopaths to do simple clinical audits of their own practices using very, very basic outcome measures that don't take long to do. Yep, 3 minutes at the end of an hour-long consultation, even less. Now, with that data, that's a massive amount of information that can assist us in tidying up the body of knowledge that we have, that can assist us in developing protocols of treatment if appropriate in different conditions. But at the moment, it's not being collated well, I would say. And for me, one of the take-home messages I take from this HRI conference is that there again is the will to be able to harvest and harness that extraordinary amount of data, and it's not highly skilled work to actually gather it. The skill is in crunching it later and how to slice that data. One of the things that is often forgotten in the equation is that numbers of patients are not great around the world in some countries. Many practitioners in the last few years of the first decade of the 21st century are struggling in practice where they weren't previously. We deal with legitimate questions when it comes to homeopathy. How is it different from naturopathy? Do you have any evidence for that condition? Patients ask legitimate questions of homeopaths, and traditionally they are not skilled at delivering legitimate, appropriate answers to those questions. Why should I bring my child to you? Is there any evidence that diabetes can? Or that my scleroderma is going to be effectively treated by you? Homeopaths have traditionally said, yeah, sure, but without any robust statistics behind it. Now, as we know, it's not always about statistics. When it comes to sometimes an idea, a metaphor, a story is a thing that people want to hear that really gets them excited about something. But I'm convinced that a generation of homeopaths needs to be encouraged to speak a different language, to develop what I call healthy schizophrenia. That means to be able to speak a conventional medical language while still holding on to your homeopathic principles. It's being firmly rooted in what you know, but using language. Now, one of the languages is poorly understood and articulated is the statistics around homeopathy use. At the most conservative possible level, we know that 220 million people on the planet from peer-reviewed journals use homeopathy. Now, it's likely that it's going to be significantly higher, perhaps in the vicinity of 550 million users. But no one talks like that. Now, that's a statistic. But if it comes to people that say, well, there's no evidence for homeopathy, then a homeopath and a practicing homeopath that wants a thriving practice needs to be able to say, well, do you know what? Let me just talk to you about the lambs and the rings and the trial that was done by the amazing English farmer that demonstrates that lambs are less stressed when they have this homeopathic intervention, or the Highland frogs and the thyroxine, or whatever it might be that you then pull out. So over the years, I've encouraged the students that I can get my hands on to start to develop the language of research and speaking from, if you like, this more grounded perspective. I think it's a really important thing.